Today, I wish I was bringing you better news. Sadly, that is not the case. Imagine being a student. You wake up early in the morning, you prepare for one of the most important examinations of your life. You carry your books, you greet your parents, they wish you good luck. You walk into your classroom believing that your biggest challenge for the day will be answering examination questions. Then suddenly, everything changes. Gunshots begin to ring out. Fear takes over the school. Students begin to run in different directions. Teachers are trying to protect their pupils. Within minutes, what should have been an ordinary examination day turns into another tragic chapter in Nigeria's long battle against insecurity. This is exactly what happened in Borno State. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for joining us. On this channel, we look beyond the headlines. We break down the facts, we ask the difficult questions, and we discuss what these events mean for ordinary Nigerians. Please take a moment to like this video. It helps more people see this important discussion. If you have not subscribed yet, this is a good time to do so because we bring you balanced political analysis and breaking news updates from across Nigeria. Now, let us talk about what happened. According to the latest reports, gunmen attacked Lassa Day Secondary School in Askira Uba local government area of Borno State while students were sitting for their National Examinations Council examinations. The attack happened during school hours, catching students, teachers, and members of the community by surprise. The attackers reportedly arrived while the examination was in progress. Witnesses described scenes of panic as gunfire forced students to flee in different directions. Some students escaped into nearby bushes. Others could not get away before the attackers reached them. At the time of recording this video, the authorities have not confirmed the total number of students who were abducted. That number is still being determined because rescue operations are continuing and officials are still accounting for everyone who was inside the school when the attack happened. Police spokesperson Naum Dasso confirmed that security forces quickly launched rescue operations. He also confirmed that several victims had already been rescued, but he explained that officials could not yet state exactly how many students had been taken away. This is one of the reasons why it is important to be careful with information on social media. Since the attack happened, many different numbers have been circulating online. Some people are making claims that have not been verified. Others are sharing emotional messages that may not be accurate. Here on this channel, we will focus only on facts that have been confirmed. One of the most painful parts of this story is that these were young people trying to build their future. They were not carrying weapons. They were carrying examination papers and pens. Think about that for a moment. These students were preparing for a future they hoped would be better than today. Some of them dream of becoming doctors. Some want to become engineers. Others want to become teachers, lawyers, business owners, or even political leaders. Instead of thinking about their examination answers, they suddenly found themselves running for their lives. That is heartbreaking. Amnesty International Nigeria has also reacted to the attack. The organization said 2 teachers and 1 student were killed. Officials have not yet confirmed those reported fatalities, but the statement has added to growing concern about the safety of schools across northern Nigeria. The attack has once again raised difficult questions about security in parts of Borno State. Many Nigerians believed that security had improved significantly compared to the darkest years of the insurgency. While there have been important military successes in recent months, incidents like this remind everyone that armed groups are still capable of launching deadly attacks when opportunities arise. One question many Nigerians are asking tonight is very simple. How can armed men enter a community, attack a school during a national examination, and still manage to abduct students? That is the question families are asking. That is the question communities are asking. That is the question many people across Nigeria are asking. Parents send their children to school because they believe education offers hope. They expect their children to return home safely after classes. No parent expects to receive a phone call saying that armed men have invaded a school. Sadly, this fear has become familiar in several parts of northern Nigeria over the past decade. Every time another school is attacked, painful memories return. Many Nigerians still remember previous mass abductions that shocked the entire country and attracted international attention. Those memories have never completely disappeared, and this latest attack has reopened old wounds for many families. As rescue operations continue, families are waiting anxiously for good news. Every passing hour feels like an eternity for parents who still don't know where their children are. For them, nothing else matters right now. Politics does not matter. Arguments on social media don't matter. The only thing they want is for their children to come home safely. That is what everyone is hoping for tonight.
Now, let us look more closely at how this attack unfolded and why it has left so many Nigerians asking difficult questions. According to the information released so far, the attack happened while students were writing their National Examinations Council examinations. This was supposed to be an ordinary school day. Teachers were supervising the examination. Students were focused on answering questions that could shape their academic future. Then everything changed within minutes. Witnesses said the sound of gunfire quickly spread fear across the school. Students immediately abandoned their examination papers and ran for safety. Some jumped through windows, others hid inside nearby buildings. Many ran into surrounding bushes without knowing where they were going. The only thing on their minds was survival. Reports indicate that some students managed to escape during the confusion, while others were taken away by the attackers. Imagine the fear those young students must have felt. Many of them are teenagers. Some may never have experienced such violence before. Instead of hearing the voices of teachers encouraging them to finish their examination, they suddenly heard gunfire and screams. That is something no child should ever experience. As soon as news of the attack reached security agencies, rescue operations began. Police and other security personnel moved into the area in an effort to locate the attackers and rescue the victims. Officials have said that several students have already been rescued. However, they have also explained that they are still trying to determine exactly how many students were taken, because some escaped on their own and returned home later, while others were found by security teams in nearby communities. This is why different figures have appeared on social media. Some posts claim dozens were abducted, others claim far more. At this stage, it is important to wait for official confirmation because emergency situations often create confusion. Families are searching for loved ones. Students are returning from different directions. Authorities are still compiling accurate records. This is one of the biggest challenges during breaking news events. Information changes quickly. Some early reports later prove to be inaccurate. That is why responsible journalism requires patience. There is another important question that many people are asking. Why are schools still vulnerable after so many years of similar attacks? This question has been raised repeatedly whenever schools are attacked in northern Nigeria. Over the past decade, Nigeria has invested heavily in improving security. Thousands of security personnel have been deployed across different parts of the country. Military operations have weakened several insurgent groups, yet attacks like this continue to happen. That tells us something important. The security challenge is not completely over. Some armed groups may no longer control large territories as they once did, but they still have the ability to carry out surprise attacks, especially in remote communities where security presence may be limited. That reality continues to worry many parents. Imagine being a father or a mother in Borno State today. Your child tells you that examinations are beginning. You encourage your child to study hard. You pray for success. A few hours later, you hear that gunmen have attacked the school. Those few minutes between hearing the news and finding your child must feel like the longest moment of your life. Nobody should have to experience that kind of fear. Education should be one of the safest places in any society. Schools are supposed to give children hope. They are supposed to prepare young people for a better future. When schools become places of fear, the entire society suffers. Some parents may now become afraid to send their children back to school. Some students may develop emotional trauma after witnessing violence. Others may struggle to concentrate on their studies because they are constantly worried that another attack could happen. The effects of an incident like this do not end when the gunfire stops. The emotional scars can last for years. Children who survive such attacks may continue to experience fear whenever they hear loud sounds. Some may have nightmares. Others may find it difficult to return to the classroom. Teachers are also affected. Many educators risk their lives every day simply by showing up to teach. Their commitment deserves recognition because they continue serving their communities despite enormous challenges. As rescue operations continue, the entire nation is hoping for more positive news. Every student rescued brings relief to another family. Every successful rescue reminds Nigerians that security efforts can make a difference. At the same time, many people will be watching closely to see how authorities respond after this incident. Will there be stronger protection for schools? Will lessons be learned from what happened? Will those responsible be brought to justice? These are questions that will not disappear after today's headlines fade. They will remain until Nigerians see meaningful action.
As painful as this latest attack is, many Nigerians immediately thought about something else. They remembered that this is not the first time a school has been attacked. For many families, this incident has reopened old wounds that never truly healed. Over the past decade, Nigeria has witnessed several attacks on schools, particularly in parts of the northeast and northwest. Every time such an incident happens, the country goes through the same painful cycle. Families begin searching for their children. Communities gather to pray. Security agencies launch rescue operations. The whole nation waits anxiously for good news. Many people had hoped those days were behind us. There have been years of military operations against insurgent groups. Government officials have repeatedly said that security has improved in many affected areas. In several respects, that is true. Many communities that were once under constant threat are safer today than they were years ago. However, incidents like this remind Nigerians that the security challenge has not completely disappeared. That is why this attack is receiving so much attention across the country. People are asking whether enough is being done to protect schools. People are asking whether intelligence gathering can be improved. People are asking whether communities in remote areas have enough security presence. These are reasonable questions. They are not questions asked to score political points. They are questions asked because parents want reassurance that their children will be safe when they leave home each morning. Education is one of the strongest foundations of any nation. When children are afraid to attend school, everybody loses. The students lose valuable learning time. Teachers struggle to do their work. Parents live in constant fear. Communities begin to lose confidence. Eventually, the country's future workforce is affected. That is why attacks on schools have consequences far beyond the immediate victims. They affect the entire nation. This latest incident has also sparked renewed discussions about school security. Many Nigerians believe schools located in high-risk areas need stronger protection. Some people are calling for increased deployment of security personnel around examination centers. Others believe local communities should work more closely with security agencies by reporting suspicious movements before attacks occur. There are also calls for improved surveillance and faster emergency response systems. These conversations are likely to continue long after this particular incident is over. Government officials have expressed concern over the attack and have assured the public that efforts are underway to rescue those still missing and bring those responsible to justice. Security agencies continue to pursue the attackers while searching nearby forests and surrounding communities. Officials have urged the public to remain calm and avoid spreading unverified information while operations continue. Reports indicate that several victims have already been rescued, although authorities have not yet released a final figure for those still missing. It is also important to recognize the courage shown by many people during incidents like this. Teachers who tried to protect their students deserve recognition. Security personnel who immediately joined rescue operations deserve recognition. Community members who assisted frightened students deserve recognition. Acts of courage often happen quietly. They may never make the biggest headlines, yet they save lives. Think about the students who managed to escape. Some probably helped classmates who were frightened. Some may have guided younger students to safety. Others may have comforted friends who were in shock. Those small acts of kindness matter. They remind us that even during moments of fear, humanity still shines through. At the same time, many families are still waiting. Some parents are hoping for a phone call. Others are waiting outside schools, police stations, or hospitals. Every passing hour feels incredibly long when you do not know where your child is. It is impossible not to feel sympathy for those families. No parent should have to experience that level of uncertainty. As Nigerians continue to follow this story, one thing is becoming increasingly clear. People want more than expressions of sympathy. They want results. They want every missing student found. They want stronger protection for schools. They want those responsible to face justice. Most importantly, they want confidence that children can return to school without fear.
At this point, it is worth asking a question that many people outside Borno may be thinking about. Why does this keep happening? The answer is not simple because there is no single cause. Borno has been at the center of Nigeria's fight against insurgency for well over a decade. During that time, security forces have carried out countless operations. Many camps used by armed groups have been destroyed. Thousands of fighters have been arrested, surrendered, or killed. Several communities that were once completely controlled by insurgents have been reclaimed. Those are real achievements, and they should not be ignored. However, security experts have often explained that defeating an insurgency is different from preventing every attack. An armed group does not need to control a large area to create fear. Sometimes all it takes is a small group of attackers who know the terrain, move quickly, and strike where people least expect them. That appears to be one of the biggest challenges facing security agencies today. Nigeria is a very large country. There are thousands of schools, villages, highways, and rural communities. No security agency can place officers at every location, every hour of every day. That is why intelligence gathering has become just as important as military strength. The earlier security agencies receive credible information, the greater the chance of stopping an attack before it happens. Many analysts believe that preventing attacks is often more effective than responding after lives have already been placed in danger. This incident is likely to renew discussions about how intelligence can be strengthened. Some experts believe local communities should play a bigger role by reporting suspicious movements earlier. Others argue that technology such as surveillance equipment, improved communication systems, and better coordination between different security agencies could help reduce response times. These conversations are not new.
They have taken place after previous attacks as well. The challenge has always been turning those conversations into lasting action. Another issue that deserves attention is the effect these attacks have on education itself. When schools become associated with danger, attendance often falls. Some parents decide it is safer to keep their children at home. Others may send them to relatives in different states if they have the opportunity. Unfortunately, not every family has that option. For many children in rural communities, the local school is their only chance to receive an education. If that opportunity is interrupted, the consequences can last for years. A child who misses months of school may struggle to catch up. Some students never return to the classroom at all. That is why protecting schools is about much more than buildings. It is about protecting the future of an entire generation. There is also an economic side to this story that people sometimes overlook. Communities affected by insecurity often experience slower development. Businesses become reluctant to invest. Teachers may request transfers to safer locations. Health workers can face similar concerns. Over time, communities that are already facing challenges may fall even further behind. This creates a cycle that becomes difficult to break. That is one reason why security is closely linked to development. Without safety, it becomes much harder for education, healthcare, agriculture, and local businesses to thrive. Many Nigerians are also paying close attention to how leaders respond after incidents like this. People understand that no government can promise that every attack will be prevented. However, they do expect transparency. They expect clear communication. They expect timely action. Most importantly, they expect to see lessons learned so that similar incidents become less likely in the future. The response in the coming days will therefore be closely watched. Families will want regular updates. Communities will want reassurance. The wider public will want to know what additional measures are being introduced to strengthen security around schools. One thing that often stands out during difficult moments is the resilience of Nigerians. Even after experiencing tragedy, communities frequently come together. Neighbors support one another. Volunteers assist families. Religious leaders offer comfort. Teachers continue teaching. Students continue dreaming about a better future. That resilience is inspiring. However, resilience alone cannot become the long-term solution. People should not have to rely only on courage. They should also be able to rely on effective security, strong institutions, and confidence that their children can pursue an education without fear. As this story continues to develop, the hope shared across Nigeria is that every missing student will be found and safely reunited with family. That hope is shared regardless of political party, religion, or ethnicity. Some moments remind us that there are issues bigger than politics. The safety of children is one of those issues.
As we begin to round off this discussion, it is important to remember that this story is still developing. By the time you are watching this video, security agencies may have released additional information. More students may have been reunited with their families. Officials may have provided new updates on the rescue operation. That is why it is always important to follow verified information as events unfold. For now, the priority remains very clear. Every missing student must be found. Every affected family deserves answers. Every community deserves the confidence that everything possible is being done to restore safety. In the coming days, investigators will likely focus on several important questions. They will want to establish exactly how the attackers carried out the operation. They will examine whether there were warning signs before the attack. They will also review how quickly security agencies responded and whether there are lessons that can strengthen protection for schools in the future. These are standard questions after incidents of this nature, because every investigation should lead to improvements that reduce the risk of similar attacks. There is another lesson that deserves attention. Breaking news spreads faster today than ever before. Within minutes of the attack, Videos, photographs, voice notes, and messages began circulating across social media. Some of those updates came from credible sources, others did not. During moments like this, it is easy for fear and misinformation to spread together. That is why every one of us has a responsibility to pause before sharing information. A message that has not been verified can create unnecessary panic for families who are already living through one of the most difficult days of their lives. Choosing accuracy over speed is one small way everyone can help during a crisis. This incident has also reminded many Nigerians of the value of education. Despite years of insecurity, thousands of children in Borno continue to wake up every morning with the determination to learn. Teachers continue reporting to duty. Parents continue making sacrifices to keep their children in school. That determination should never be taken for granted. It shows that hope is still stronger than fear. At the same time, hope must be supported by action. Communities need protection. Schools need effective security measures that match the risks they face. Security agencies need the resources, intelligence, and coordination required to respond quickly when danger appears. Those are conversations that will continue long after today's headlines have changed. As citizens, there is also something we should remember. Whenever tragedy strikes, it is easy for divisions to grow. People begin blaming one another. Arguments take over social media. Political disagreements become louder than the voices of those directly affected. In moments like this, compassion should come first. The families waiting for news are not thinking about politics. They are thinking about their children. The teachers who witnessed this attack are not interested in political arguments. They are trying to recover from an experience that no educator should ever face. The students who escaped are not worried about online debates. They are trying to process an event that will stay with many of them for a long time. Sometimes the most important response is to remember our shared humanity. Regardless of where we come from, every Nigerian wants children to learn in peace. Every parent wants to watch their child return home safely after school. Every teacher wants to focus on education instead of security threats. Those are hopes that unite far more than they divide. As more official updates become available, we will continue following this story closely and bring you verified information without exaggeration or speculation. If there are important developments, including additional rescue efforts, official statements, or confirmed findings from the investigation, we will cover them here on the channel. Before I end this video, I would like to hear from you. What do you believe should be done to better protect schools across Nigeria? Do you think current security measures are enough, or do you believe a different approach is needed? Share your thoughts respectfully in the comment section because thoughtful conversations often lead to better understanding. If you found this report informative, please support the channel by liking this video and sharing it with others who want balanced and factual coverage of events in Nigeria. If you are new here, subscribe and turn on notifications so you do not miss future updates and in-depth political analysis. Thank you very much for spending your time with me today. To the families affected by this attack, we sincerely hope that every missing child returns home safely. To the students who experienced this terrible event, we wish you strength and healing. To everyone following this story, let us continue to hope for peace, support verified information, and remember that the safety of every Nigerian child is a responsibility that concerns us all. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again in the next video.